So just to be clear, on time frame, the dream that I'm about to tell you about, I had either the day that the stock exchange went down, or it was the day after. I don't remember, but I know it was right around that time frame that I had this dream that I'm getting ready to tell you about. All right, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Okay, I'm back with another dream. So my dream starts with me at the top of the steps. I come trotting down the steps, and in the front room, I have my recliner and sofas and my TV. So right next to the big TV, someone had pulled out a recliner, like in the middle of the floor. It was my wife and my middle girl. In the back, in the sofa, was someone from my past, and in the corner, an opposite corner, there was someone, and I didn't know who that person is. I still don't know who that person is because I couldn't see him, but I knew that there was someone there. On the TV screen, they were launching a space shuttle. And I was like, wow, why didn't you guys tell me they were launching a space shuttle? I would love to see that. And so I got there just in time for the launch, for the countdown. And then when the space shuttle started taking off, it didn't look like a normal launch pad. It looked like an elevator shaft coming out of a mine. That's what it looked like. But you could see the cross members, so you could still see the space shuttle flying through what was like an elevator shaft coming out of a mine or a construction building. If you've ever seen them build a high rise, that's what it looked like the space shuttle was coming through. So they got down to zero and then they launched. It had plenty of fire behind it, but it was going in slow motion. It was going in slow motion, like, hey, this thing's in trouble. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. And it was barely taken off, barely taken off. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of thrust, but it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. And sure enough, it started, once it started going up, it started banking like off the cage. It started banking back and forth, like ping ponging. And I was like, wow, that doesn't look right. I said, that doesn't look good. And this is all I'm thinking to myself. I'm not saying it out loud. So it's going up slow and it's banking off of the supports of the uprights. And I was like, oh, it's supposed to do that. I was like, oh, it's supposed to do that. And as it started getting to the top, I was like, wow, that thing had better level out and get centered because the supports are going to run out pretty soon, and then it's going to be past that, and it's going to be in the air. And if it still tries to bank, there's not going to be anything to catch it. It was just ping ponging all the way through. So finally, it cleared the launch pad, which I said was like an elevator shaft, right? So it clears that, and then it starts to go up straight. And I says, oh, it's got a chance. It's going to make it. It's going to make it. And just about that time, it starts to do like a 30-degree. And I was thinking in my dreams, I was like, there's nothing to stop it now from like going over like this. There's nothing to stop it from banking because that's how it was banking. So I was like, uh-oh, it got to 30, 35 degrees. And then after it got to 35 degrees, like it got to like right around that angle like that, I saw the World Trade Center. You remember I know we all remember it, when the World Trade Center started leaning and then it actually collapsed. It was at that same, well, it was a little bit more than that, but it was like at that same, that's the level, that's the degree that I saw the World Trade Center in after the space shuttle banked like 30, 35 degrees. I saw that World Trade Center. And just for a split second. And then after I saw the World Trade Center, the space shuttle made a complete dive and it inverted. Once it inverted, I was thinking, oh, well, that's how they fly. That's how they fly. But then out of the back of the space shuttle, I don't know if it was fire and flames coming from the tanks, or if it was fire and flames coming because it was hit. But I kept thinking it was going to have a chance. It was going straight for the ground. And I was telling it, I was above it, looking down at this thing going to the ground. It was going that's as fast as it was going. That I had seen it going in a dream. It was really going down. And I was thinking, oh, it's got a chance. It's got a chance. And just when I said that, it hit the ground and exploded. I was saying, that's old. I was like, why would they put that old footage of the Challenger blowing up? I was like, why would they put the footage of that on there? No one wants to see that. And then I started thinking about it. I remember thinking about it in my dream. I was like, hey, wait a minute. The Challenger exploded going up. I was like, this thing inverted and was going straight down to the ground. And I was telling it, like, if you're in a fighter jet or something and you see that footage where they're like following it down from the old war movies, that's how it looked. It blew up on the ground. And I was like, well, what's the name of this one? I don't know what it is with these names. I was like, that, but I didn't know in the dream that it was the Challenger. I was trying to think. I was like, is that the Apollo? Is that, what is it? I couldn't think of it. And after it hit the ground and it blew up, that's what woke me up. And I was like, what was the name of that shuttle? And the name that came to my name was the stock exchange. So I guess maybe it had something to do with the stock exchange bouncing back and forth and making it look like it's going to rise, but it's just going to just blow up, and everybody's going to lose their money on the stock exchange. Maybe that's what it is. Now, sidebar. About a year and a half ago, I started getting real antsy about stocks and bonds. So I told some of the fellas that I do Bible study with that I'm getting out of this crap. I was like, I don't see it lasting. Don't ask me where it came from. That was a year and a half ago. There are guys that'll tell you, yeah, Moody said that. And so I did. So I'm not really going to lose a personal loss with the up and down. And if something happens with the stock exchange, I know the global market is going to go berserk, but I have done different things. And that was just something that I basically saw coming about a year and a half ago. So that's the dream. I hope if this is something that's a message, I'm just sharing it. That's all. So all praises to the Most High. At this point right now, I'm feeling like the stock exchange is not going to get healthy again. A year and a half ago, I was feeling the same way. Now this is happening. So that's all I got to say. All right.